Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Are we in for a treat today? Let me tell you. My name is Trav. From Tectum, we've got Dmitry and we have got Alexander Gusev with us, the Tectum founder and CEO. And then we have got Abbas from DMarketplace, the Amazon of Web3. And I cannot wait to speak to every single one of you guys today. So the reason we are having this AMA is because we have recently announced our brand new partnership between Tectum and DMarketplace. And when it comes to mass adoption and bringing crypto to the streets, I got to tell you, this is a match made in heaven here. So let's pass the mic around. You are the esteemed guest, Abbas. So I'm going to send the mic over to you first. Why don't you introduce yourself? Let us know what your position is. And yeah, we'll get right to it.
Thank you so much, Trev. It's been an absolute pleasure and honor to be here with you guys today and speaking to all of you. You're just great fellows from the Web3 space, and I'm really looking forward to the entire partnership that we have built with Tectum. And yes, so I'm myself and Abbas Akhtas. I'm the CEO and founder of DMarketplace, the only self-managing e-commerce and a decentralized e-commerce platform, basically the next Amazon.
Real. Wow. Okay, we have a lot to dive into about that, and let's leave it at a teaser for now because we're about to dive deep here. Secondly, I'd love to send the mic over to you, Alex. We were just talking before the stream. It's been about 17 years since we spoke. Such a pleasure to have you here with us today. How are you? Can you introduce yourself to the DMarketplace community?
Alex Gusev, a guy who invented SoftNode and developed a SoftNode payment system on top of Tectum blockchain. Glad to meet everyone.
Absolute pleasure to have you here with us, Alex. And from what I understand, life has been pretty busy on your end, both personal lives and business lives. So thank you so much for taking the time to join us today amidst your extremely busy and hectic schedule here. And of course,
thanks for having me. Thanks for having me here today. Thank you.
Always a pleasure. The man, the myth, the legend, we've got Dmitry, my partner in crime. How are you doing today, my friend?
I'm good, Trav. I'm good. Well, guys, for those that don't know, I'm Dmitry in the team of partnerships. So I know pretty well what we will talk about today.
I love it, guys. So this is, we're about to jump right into it. I just want to thank each and every single one of you guys who is here with us watching our live stream right now. We've been chatting for 3 minutes and we are already pushing 100 viewers here. So really appreciate you guys taking the time. And today we are going to introduce the DMarketplace community to the Tectum community. And first of all, Abbas, I'd love to send the mic your way. Can you give us a high level overview of what DMarketplace is?
Yeah, absolutely. So as I said prior, DMarketplace is a decentralized and AI-powered e-commerce platform that enables users to buy physical products with cryptocurrency and have an overall enhanced user experience with AI. And we are super glad and happy to have a very talented team that is just building state-of-the-art technology here, both in the AI and the Web3 space. And we are super glad and honored to be able to position ourselves as the next Amazon.
100%. And I got to say here, of all of the niches and the sectors in Web3 right now, AI AI is a massive one. And then, yeah, just when it comes to payfi in general and, transacting with crypto in a real tangible way, I think that's definitely something, Alex, you can relate to here. So why don't you, I'd love to hear your reaction to this there, Alex, and maybe tell the DMarketplace community a little bit about SoftNode and Tectum.
Well, yeah, thank you. You caught me off guard here. The AI and anything related to artificial intelligence and marketplace stirs up lots of emotions in Tectum team. Because we've been convinced that the winning team, the team which will really will make their first $1 trillion of AI easily, would be the team which would allow humans to purchase services from artificial intelligence in a very nice and easy way. And we've been thinking about it for quite a while. I'm not quite till the end in the depth familiar with your project, Abbas, and I'm sure I'm gonna hear about it a little bit more. I kind of got caught off guard today because it's Monday, but I really wanted to meet you, so I'm still here. But we are really we really been convinced that uh, the team which will be willing to go for a risk, take a chance, and build that frictionless bridge between artificial intelligence engine libraries, the performance part, the server part, and KYC uh, properly designed. And I mean, in this new model, it needs to be completely architectured. The KYC model needs to be re-architectured from a bottom up. That team will probably make the easiest $1 trillion in the worldwide economy, in the world space, because services, they're not goods, they don't need logistics. They're not bananas, they're not coffee. You don't have problem with services of getting rotten like bananas or getting lost in a way. Services performed and delivered through the properly architectured marketplace could really trigger the next level of global mass adoption of services produced by AI.
Makes a ton of sense.
Totally agreed. Yeah, 100%.
Sorry, Abbas. By all means, if you want to jump in here, have at it. Yeah, no, please. If there was any reaction you wanted to share with us, it's all yours.
Yeah, absolutely. So as we see a ton of value created through AI, and especially also the intersection with cryptocurrency and automated smart contracts, compared to the traditional ecosystem, financial ecosystem that is still present with fiat currency, where you have a traditional banking system and thousands and hundreds of thousands of people involved in order to make sure that there's no double spending on every dollar that is being sent, right? And with just simply smart contracts, you basically have solved this entire global phenomenon and problem with a simple program. And in addition, really like the capabilities of AI, even though they're still very limited to this day, I think in the very future, it will just enhance the overall experience in basically every vertical you can think of. And a great time to be involved in technology and be an entrepreneur building great technologies like we do here.
I love it. So, gentlemen, I'm inspired here. I'm inspired. I mean, to have both of you legends on the stage, and of course you, Dmitry. I'm going to get to you here in a quick second. Don't you even worry about it. I would be remiss if I did not take advantage of this opportunity to kind of follow the natural trajectory of this conversation here. So, one thing I'm picking up from the points that you gentlemen are bringing to the table right now is the idea of scaling. And when it comes to AI, when it comes to these smart contract integrations, the ability to scale is like something we have never seen before. And when it comes to scaling, I know for sure this is something that Tectum is designed to be able to handle. So while I've got you both here, maybe Abbas, I'll start with you here. How do you see the technology that you gentlemen that you and your team are creating? How do you see it being complemented or leveraged from the Tectum ecosystem?
So yeah, definitely. One big issue we see with blockchain to this day, obviously, is the transaction per second threshold that there is still out there, especially with the entire Ethereum ecosystem. Usually, utility-based projects are built on the ecosystem of Ethereum, but since it's still a very I would say I wouldn't say like a naive ecosystem, but there are much more capabilities nowadays possible with enhanced layer 2 blockchains or even alternative layer ones such as Tectum that have introduced different consensus mechanisms in order to improve the transactions per second on a much higher of frequency, and which is also super important for us as a marketplace where we have to deal with tons and thousands and millions of transactions. And so for us, Tectum is solving a huge problem, which we are really looking forward to explore further.
That makes me excited. So maybe Alex, I'll send the mic over to you now, and then Dimitri, I've got a question locked and loaded for you, my friend. I'm curious here. How do you see? Maybe let me take a quick step back before I go into the actual question here. And I thought this was really interesting. So, one second here. Abbas, one of you guys' first posts on X was back in October 22nd, 2024, where for the first time I saw on X, you guys had referred to yourselves as the Amazon of Web3. And that particular post, when you were like very small in numbers for following, that post right there received 35,000 views here. So it's clear that the amalgamation of like a crypto marketplace, AI, all of these different factors, the idea of decentralization is something that people are here for. So maybe Alex, can you talk a little bit more about how, in your perspective, the functionality, the high speed of transactions for Tectum will actually help projects like Abbas, like DMarketplace, where they strive to become the Amazon of Web3?
Well, first of all, very good question. I wish I knew a little bit more about Abbas project. I'm only like on the surface familiar with that. I got invited at the last moment, but there are a couple things I can say. However, and in particular, building decentralized marketplace has a few advantages, which like inherently they come in a package. First of all, when it comes to UX, to interface, the marketplace, online marketplace industry has been commoditized, and I mean basically overdeveloped, concurrent. You can get any interface you want, and development part of that section, of that portion of the system architecture would really come easy. You can just grab anything you want. It's already there. Tying in and bolting in decentralized structure to it, and I completely agree with Abbas that the choice needs to be made right, because you would have to really project your scalability and what's your audience. If your audience just humans, then you can get away with newer consensus mechanisms and protocols. If you are moving towards microtransactions and towards producing services by or to artificial agents or semi or agent models, when one human being runs, for example, 20 operations on 20 accounts simultaneously, you're looking at microtransactions value of like 10, 15, 25 cents. You need something of high velocity. You need a high velocity system, which is gonna work good. So obviously, when we're talking about microtransactions, we're more tolerant to errors and mistakes, because losing 15 cents is not losing $15,000. Okay, so system needs to be provided a very efficient support model. So you cannot push it all through humans. You're just not going to be able to handle the volume. And I mean, obviously, most of our counter agents are not going to complain about losing like 15 cents worth of service, for example, for running some advertisement on Instagram, right? But lots of there's still going to be a volume of issues piling up, and it needs to be properly handled, because I mean, more transactions you handle, more complaints you're gonna have. It's normal. It's good. It's a good problem. That means you're doing something. And I would say that would be that logistical part would be one of the biggest challenges for Abbas and his team, I would say, from my personal experience, because customer and tech support for us is, it's always on, 24/7, never stops. Developers go to sleep, support never goes to sleep. Designing proper AI agents to provide at least the entry level help for a consumer and their merchant at the marketplace would probably be the critical part. It might be, my opinion. Speaking of going back to the soft note and kind of going back to the previous question, I got carried away by the scalability over his Abbas model. I would say that soft note really actually fits the bill, because it's a perfect transport of value. And with us moving to the third generation of the soft node, generation 3.0, which has dynamic nominal model, we actually completely we can function. Our system can function completely independent from level 1 systems, and which basically puts all the fees, all the commission, all the revenue math under our feet, because you are under no circumstances you will cross over with like Bitcoin high fees, or you will not depend. You will no longer depend on a level 1 network load at the moment. If how overloaded it is, because the system is designed on a fixed percentage fee. Your client base, a predictable fee model is already going to, by itself, is opening up an opportunity for a more mature client base. I'm talking about banking, commercial, because these guys would rarely want to deal with unpredictable fee structure. So that's the great positive part in this. But in general, the idea and the business model, which would allow blockchain to record, manage transactions inside of a marketplace, is great, and there is gonna be a big challenge. I'm sincerely wishing you big luck with that. It's a big challenge, and when you conquer that, we're gonna be your best fans.
Thank you so much.
It's gonna be quite an interesting architecture. we're looking forward to see how this is all going to happen.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'd like to add something to SoftNode and Tectum in general. So we definitely are looking forward to a proper solution, both on the layer one end, but also on the payment gateway solution, right? And obviously for us, it's also super important that we still maintain interoperability, enable also payments with Bitcoin, but also with alternative altcoins in order to make the entire experience on the marketplace as seamless as possible for the Web3 native user. And definitely more than happy to explore what we can build after this AMA and explore where this all heats. And also I love how you said that customer support agents never sleep. Customer support never sleeps, right? So that's actually what we have initially tried to solve with our very own AI agent back in 2023. And this was such a huge topic for us in order to maintain lower transaction fees on our platform with having less human resources possible involved within our ecosystem. And this is how we have addressed it initially, but it has been involved much more two different verticals, be it product listings on the platform, also AI sales agents. And we are just evolving as much as we can with AI in all these different verticals. And really looking forward to what we can build together.
Oh, that's incredible. And what's really interesting about that is back in 2023, looking at the state of AI agents compared to now, it's incredible how far that realm has come. And also, you guys have inspired a thought. I want to ask you guys a little bit more about these microtransactions and how you will make them compatible with DMarketplace. But real quick, it is about that time. I promised you guys we're going to hear from Dimitri, and that time is now. So Dimitri, we're going to back up the conversation a little bit here. I want to speak to you, the gentleman who is in charge of partnerships, and tell us a little bit about the origin story of the partnership between Tectum and DMarketplace.
Well, you see, DMarketplace, first of all, it's a great platform, not just for merchants, that represent different companies, but DMarketplace is more of like a community network of different crypto projects. And one thing is actually, being involved in a crypto project and doing, X, Y, Z. And the other thing is actually being able to directly buy of them, something that DMarketplace provides an opportunity with, right? So this is why I'm very intrigued by the approach that DMarketplace took, because first of all, they're on this crossroad in between the Web3 world and the physical world. Because, apart from just, decentralized transactions, they also have to do with the logistics. And this is, as Alex said, this is like a massive challenge. It is a massive challenge to be able to actually match, that Web3 mentality of people who want decentralized network, for people that want to pay with their crypto. And then at the same time, that person may be living thousands and thousands of miles away from the actual DMarketplace. And you have to accommodate him with that physical merge. So this is a huge challenge, and I'm very intrigued by the way DMarketplace deals with it. And to be honest, they deal with it very well. The fact that they have massive volumes. They have to sign with different payment gateways to actually accommodate different projects. And once again, CEO Alex Gusev has said, it's very important to keep the fees predictable, because predictability means efficiency for both for merchants on one side and then for the customers as well. Because if you're paying with Bitcoin, right, your transaction might take days and days, if the load is quite high. But then if you are offering different options, those gateway fees may also rise. So therefore, there has to be a balance. And for example, that's what we're trying to find at Tectum with our SoftNode, or let's say EPOS that we recently developed. It's all about that tight balance. It's all about the scalability, because one doesn't come without the second.
100%. And if you truly are competing with entities like Amazon, where things are almost instantaneous, shipping can happen within 12 hours sometimes. It's so interesting. It's so important and necessary to be able to dial down those pain points, get those fees down, get the transaction speed as fast as possible here. So maybe, Abbas, I think maybe a fun way to frame the next part of this conversation would be to talk about some of these pain points and then talk about some solutions, some native solutions to DMarketplace, and then some solutions that Tectum could certainly help your protocols overcome. So I'm curious, kind of what are some of the main pain points that you guys are experiencing? Could be ones that you've already touched on, could be some new ones that we haven't really spoke on yet. I'm curious to kind of pick your brain a little bit on that realm.
Yeah, 100%. I'd love to. And obviously, one of the biggest challenges that we were facing initially were actually fraud prevention. So when you have like so many transactions involved and also different parties from both merchants and also logistics and also users, that you never know who's a bad actor, right? You can have a user have ordered something, he receives a package, and then he claims he has never received the product because it was empty. Was it now been stolen by a logistics employee, or has it been not delivered from the merchant? And based on such an edge case, it's actually super hard to build a decentralized ecosystem, right? Because once you interfere in such an dispute, then the entire nature of decentralization gets loose, right? So in order to resolve this, obviously we had to be quite creative, but we were also able to just see how the companies like Amazon were actually resolving those issues. We now have introduced a smart fraud engine, which actually predicts based on social scoring models that we have integrated both for the user and the merchant, depending on his order history, right? So if a merchant, for example, has delivered 10 orders without any dispute, we are more likely that this merchant is not a bad actor. But if the first merchant is selling three products and always receives disputes, we can just cluster him as a bad actor in that sense, and just rank him or even ban him from the platform based on the smart contracts and the triggers that we have integrated. And so this is one big challenge that we were quite been faced initially, but we recently were super happy to resolve that issue. And and there's another one, as you said it correctly, is the predictability in general when it comes to like having a lot of volume on the platform. And with the gas fees of Ethereum back in 2023, when we were actually building the platform, right, there were no layer 2s or Tectum out there. So you had like super high gas fees, which we were initially dealing with. And we were quite happy that the entire ecosystem surrounding layer 2s have evolved, and also like blockchains like Tectum. So we're super happy that the entire ecosystem is growing, which in the end of the day has resolved a lot of problems for our platform.
No kidding. I appreciate that. Just touching on the first part of your reply there, Abbas, about the fraud detection. I like your solution because it's still a solution that could be managed in a decentralized way. You know, your pre-programmed smart contracts. You're not taking like a dictatorial stance on deciding willy-nilly who gets to stay, who gets to go. You're creating parameters, you're creating rules, and you're creating standardization and a way for the community to provide that feedback, and for that feedback to actually be able to, make a difference in the ecosystem here. So maybe Alex, I'm curious to kind of touch on your brain. We were just kind of on the topic of fraud detection, of the topic of decentralization, and on the topic of my brain is in the middle of a fart here. Remind me, Abbas, what was the last part of your reply here? You brought up one more topic, and I just want to make sure. The gas fees. Yes, exactly. Of course. Thank you so much. The gas fees as well. I'm curious from your perspective there, Alex, any reactions to these pain points and any unique solutions that Tectum may be able to help with these sort of scenarios? Oh, I believe you're still on mute there, Alex.
Sorry. Yeah, I was trying to keep it, keep a bus not interrupted.
Absolutely.
Looking at these Tectum bags, my God, this guy is already selling Tectum bags. It's beautiful.
Oh, Tectum bag, like merchandise.
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
Trav.
Okay.
Much more to come.
They move quickly. Soft note, you see, the beauty of a soft note solution is that the biggest and the most you see, I mean, any blockchain transaction is comprised of 4 pain points. First one is the actual signature. You have to sign your own transaction of your own signature, right? That involves private key. Well, that private key needs to be generated. So pain point 1, you need to generate private key. You have to generate it using a software method or hardware based method. That we can talk about forever. We have former Tectum keys, and we can provide to them a hardware-based entropy generation. We have EntroHive. Then the second pain point is when you sign that transaction. The third pain point is when one validator. Exactly, yeah. When validator signs your transaction, that's probably the biggest hurdle. And then you got network protocol. You have to send it all. You have to record it in the ledger, right? So you have 4 pain points, out of which SoftNode successfully got rid of 2. There is still network protocol required. We have our own proprietary network protocol. It's very fast. At some point, it will go public. We have our own proprietary signature method. But the biggest thing about SoftNode is that you do not deal with private keys in their process of business. You don't have to deal with private keys because private keys, they can be changed. And since private keys cannot be changed, that they need to be transported, encrypted, and they're handled by far more cautiously than a single time use password. You use it and system changes it. That's it. And the soft note now is yours, not mine, which removes lots of pressure from a network. You can, when you do something only once, and it gets revealed or gets exposed, you don't get hurt because that number is already invalid. It's irrelevant. It's not. It's irrelevant to your cybersecurity. It's irrelevant to security of your money. So which actually opens up the whole bunch of opportunities to increase the speed of transaction. We actually, when we started SoftNode, we actually called it a transactionless payment system because it really, there is no transaction. The system just changes and then now that on a new level, actual device changes that passcode. That means that network never doesn't see your password, which makes it even easier to conduct those transactionless transactions. So getting involved with something new like this, it would be like really very exciting for us. I'm looking, first of all, interface is very simple and friendly. It's at the very least innovative. Yeah, I mean, it's got a good start. I'm not, Abbas, I'm not trying to flatter you, but I really sincerely appreciate. I really sincerely like the way you approach the UX part. And the one thing I'm trying to understand is, so if I open account, so I don't have to open an account with Google, right? I can just connect it to my MetaMask and pay.
Exactly.
Easy.
No,
Oh, well,
seamless integration. You don't need to create an account if you really want to. We are still an e-commerce platform. We will still want to attract Web2 users and traditional merchants as well.
oh yeah,
For them.
oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, because
Well, really.
I authorized using my Google account. So yeah, I want to see how that back office opens up a little bit. But I mean, but it's really cool. I mean, you came just to make one purchase, like get a one bag or like a laptop case. You just connect via one. I got via MetaMask. I connect via MetaMask. I pay with one of those 3 tokens uh, or one of the legacy uh, cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin. I'm assuming these payments also available.
Absolutely.
Yeah, then I get my T-shirt and gets shipped to me.
We're
And
even
I mean,
exploring right now to integrate the Tectum coin, right? So this is also a means of will be the means of payment on the platform as well.
yeah, it's really cool. I really appreciate the vision. My account has got some 0 likes, so it's offering, okay, it's got a shopping cart, so it's actually showing me orders dashboard. Yeah, it's got everything I need for light shopping. Yeah,
That's brilliant.
easy consume. Yeah, really
Yeah.
good,
I mean,
really cool.
the origin of the idea was simply based on the very fact that the idea of Bitcoin was not just a digital asset, but an actual means of payment, right? So it should be a
Mm-hmm.
decentralized means of payment. And we just enhanced on the idea. Back then. There were like initially a few marketplaces that tried to establish cryptocurrency as means of payment, but they were mainly in a more anonymous manner and rather in dark net, right? And we
Right.
just enhanced on that and said, hey, the whole Web3 ecosystem and cryptocurrency has become as big as it is today because of the
Mm-hmm.
fact it was initially used as a means of payment. And we just evaluated on it and we just kept on
Abbas,
building.
Abbas, in that case, I should definitely tell you that, Alex was trying to explain, the soft note wallet, the soft note as a system, but it's much easier to actually show what we've created. So, while we were creating a system, we understood that one of the main issues that we faced is that it's very difficult to explain to someone, what is Bitcoin. You cannot touch it, you cannot, hold it whatsoever. So this is what we developed practically, right? Mm-hmm. So this is a bill, a 10 USDT bill.
Okay.
Something you can actually give to someone, something you can actually handle. Essentially, it is a right of ownership bill, to make it easier to understand. But this is something you can actually pass on to someone, and once you pass it on, the passcode on that side basically changes, as Alex was explaining. So this is not like a private key. This is a unique passcode that is instantly changed after you handed it over to someone. And that can be done with any cryptocurrency that we support. So this is definitely something that, we kind of, come together similar to DMarketplace, that, perhaps the Web3 world must also be physical, feasible, touchable, if you can call it so.
No, that's I love seeing those soft note bills. I think it's especially when we're talking about onboarding brand new users to crypto to Web3 in order to break through all of these stigmas that currently exist. In order to do that, we have security, we have complexity, we have all of the negative stigma that things like meme coins has put onto the whole crypto marketplace. Actually taking a physical crypto bill and handing it to someone is a very visceral and meaningful way to do that. And Alex, I talk about our AMA from way back often in our live streams, that AMA where you actually asked if I had seen a soft note bill for the first time. And I said, no, I hadn't. You walked off screen, you came back on, and you had a stack of soft note bills. This was before one of the token events. I think it was Token 2049. You had a massive stack they were Bitcoin soft note bills, USDT. I think there may have been one or two more here. There we go.
I still do.
So cool to see.
That's
there you go.
Bitcoin.
That is crypto you can hand to someone. And I also refer your story about, so an old woman, wanting to sell apples on the streets who had never even heard of crypto before. What a great way to break that ice. I can't think of much of a better way to break that ice, to intrigue someone by handing them a piece of paper with monetary value. And this is crypto. Here you go. You now have $10 in Bitcoin, for example. It's pretty spectacular here. So I think one thing I'm actually kind of curious about, in order to kind of shed a little bit more light, a little bit more context onto our topic of conversation, Abbas, would you mind taking a couple of minutes and just kind of telling us what the current state of DMarketplace is right now? What sort of numbers are you looking at? How many users do you guys currently have? And maybe a little bit about kind of what the next steps are into user adoption, if you're comfortable talking on those.
Oh yeah, 100%. I'd love to. So right now we have, with the current state of our platform is that we have finally successfully, with the token launch, solved the initial cold start problem of the marketplace itself, where you basically have this chicken and egg problem where you do not have users without merchants, and the merchants are not actually coming without users, right? So how you solve that issue is quite a challenge. Actually, a lot of marketplaces initially face and never actually been able to solve, but we were quite happy to being able to solve it with the token launch that we initially introduced, where we attracted the first initial holders and then had initial users on the platform. We listed products ourselves first, right? And then we just attract more and more users on the platform, and also now started onboarding Web3 projects such as Tectum, but also other projects like meme coins, or just with our launch partner itself, we had a collaboration for merchandise, right? And we are at the stage where we actually now grow the entire ecosystem. So we've built a minimum viable product. The platform is fully functional, as you've seen, Alex. We did the basic functionalities of it are stable and working, are scalable as of right now. And now we aim on introducing more and more partnerships, also onboarding Web2 merchants that are selling products such as iPhone cases or hardware wallets, graphic cards, iPhones, right? All these traditional retailers that should be on the platform as well. And we are well on our way to accomplish that as well. So I'm super, super excited. Actually, you can already see we have listed, I think, to over 1,000 products right now on the platform. And we are now at a trajectory where we will scale that to at least a couple thousand, if not tens of thousands products. So you can definitely check that out, and it's super competitive. In terms of the pricing on the products, which we are actually super happy about, because with the entire platform that we have built, we so far have been also able to lower the maintenance costs, and instead of just keeping it for the ecosystem, we're giving it back to the user. So what we have accomplished is that the products on the platform, which will be similar to what Amazon you can find on Amazon right now, but you'll find it on a 10% competitive discount to Amazon. So at the end of the day, you can decide to go to the platform, to the marketplace or to Amazon and pay for an iPhone, let's say $1,000, or you go to the marketplace and buy the exact same product for just $900. And this is something we are super happy to finally also accomplish and have the first collaboration introduced as well. And actually they are about to be introduced. And yeah, we are just at the stage where we grow the ecosystem and enhance the overall platform itself as well. Since our AI models, they are still quite primitive, based on the amount of data we were able to provide so far. But as we are growing and as we have more products and merchants on the platform, we will improve on all these edges. Going forward.
Awesome.
So, yeah,
Okay, this is really exciting here. So you took my mind for a little bit of a pivot here, Abbas, and I'm grateful that you did. I was gonna ask a little bit more questions in regards to like infrastructure, logistics, and all of that, but you touched on a point that I think is very important for us to highlight here. And Alex, I'm gonna direct this question towards you here in a minute, but the topic I want to quickly touch on is here. You know what? Let me do this. There we go. Speaker gets the center. There's the new deal here. So the topic I want to touch on is giving back to the community. Now, you've just mentioned you offer that incredible 10% discount for your community members as an edge to compete over, competitive prices like you would see on Amazon. I think that's huge. I want to direct a question towards you, Alex, about the TCT token now, because this was the core reason for launching this token is to give back to the community. Now, either you or Dimitri, if either one of you gentlemen would like to kind of touch on, just give us an overview of, how the TCT token is giving back to the community. And maybe you can touch on, why something like this is important, especially for this stage of the game when it's coming to, mass adoption, trying to onboard new users, trying to compete with so many, current Web 2 models of conducting businesses, of paying for things. So maybe Alex, I see your mute button is off. Maybe I'll send the mic over to you first and you can get us started.
Well, you just keep asking me such complicated questions,
Let me reframe it. Why is TCT so awesome?
Maybe it could be easier.
I mean, yeah. Abbas, we just we took liberty of breaking the paradigm and created a multi-coin, multi-tier, multi-coin model where one token functions as a service token, which basically you have to use Tectum token, TET token, in order to mint soft-node bill. Because soft-node first needs to be minted, then it needs to be filled with liquidity, right? Just like our creating our crypto wallet. You create private key, and with soft node it's even more complicated because you have to create a web page. System must create a web page, serial number, private key, and register system in a database because it's a binary system. It registers its transactions in a blockchain, while its UX front part is managed by a centralized 3.0 system. So that's Tectum token, and then we realized that our community is really looking to be part of Tectum because at some point in time, Tectum became overly highly creative. I probably should be proud of it, but it caused lots of controversy. But we are the only blockchain project which actually produces our own hardware. Hardware which creates perfectly random private keys, and we decided to create second token which would really function as a governance token. But since you create a governing token, which is like would be a nonsense to the conventional Web3 user, right? They would, I mean, everybody would say like, why can't you just use your Tectum token to do governance? But we can't, because we already had fixed conventional smart contract, which doesn't allow to add those functions. So we had to create a second token. And the soft node model is a EPOS model. It's designed to service marketplaces like yours, like a DMarketplace. It's designed to function as an EPOS, which means I take your phone, I take my phone, and click, and I just sent you 15 American cents worth of Bitcoin. I mean, imagine that instantly, which is actually perfect for like I'm looking at your platform, and it perfectly fits it. I just the only mistake I made was like I thought that you also intend to offer services, to sell services on that platform, but maybe in the future you will. I don't know if you will or you will not, but that was my mistake. I did not study your platform deep enough ahead of time. I apologize for that. However, going back to the question, I would say that I mean we're a really good match. You know, we could do some work together if we really put some effort together. We could give you provide you a really frictionless remittance payment platform, which will make your transactions like this. I mean, instant and free. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm more than happy to explore. So from what I can hear so far, I really love that it's also like a Tectum native payment gateway. So you've been built on Tectum, and we support our payment gateway to be in the same infrastructure layer and the same ecosystem as our infrastructure for the platform itself as well, in order to just have a seamless and frictionless experience. So yeah, definitely happy to explore.
Yep, thank you. And in TCT token, just to finish answering the question, is designed to support so-called, we probably should patent it. We call it community payment processing. We cannot call it royalty, because now we suddenly become a security, token. That's not something we are really ready to deal with at the moment. But it's a cashable discount form where we return to the community proportionally to their holdings, in the form of a discount or cashable discount, 20% of revenues generated by our payment processing system, which can be actually successfully incorporated in your marketplace as a either discount or cashback. Some of the models you'll probably sooner or later would consider to approach anyway, in order to be more and more competitive in the Web3 world.
Exactly.
Yeah, I would say.
I also love the fact that you say it's a community-based payment processing, and this is what actually also DMarketplace as a platform itself also stands for, right? We are building not just an e-commerce platform like the next generation of Amazon, but we're also building a platform from the community for the community. So everything that we are doing with our e-commerce platform is in order to add value for the actual user, and not just benefits for the institution itself.
Absolutely. See, like when we were launching TCT, we realized that, okay, fine, we have TET as a main token, as a gas fee, right? But, what users can do is that users can buy it, users can sell it, and then they can use it as a gas in our system. Okay, fine. But then we realized that there's a problem, that unless you're a whale, you practically have no vote. You have no, you have no voice whatsoever. So this is why we, for example, launched TCT, because TCT essentially is a DAO token. One of its functions is DAO voting governance token. As well as we managed to implement TCT in our system, in a sense that, for example, the staking will be soon available with TET, and users will be paid out in TCT. That's one of the examples of how we trying to, integrate TCT in our system in the way that it doesn't challenge the main token, but rather, it is something additional, something optional for the users to use, something, to, not play around, but something to actually, have on their hands and, use it, essentially, not just as a trading tool, but rather as a practical tool for, external activities.
I think that's, I mean, I always confess I'm a DeFi junkie at heart. One of the first parts about crypto and Web3 was, finding new DeFi strategies, doing deep dive research into different protocols and things like that. So, I mean, at least maybe I'm curious to kind of get your feedback on this, Abbas, when it comes to actual, smart investments and the maturity of investing in crypto, and, taking into consideration where that has come and how far it's gone, plus these new technological abilities to actually, safely, securely, and profitably invest crypto. Let me finish my thought on Tectum here first. By offering that TCT token, we are bringing that DeFi component and merging it with the community appreciation component here as well here. So I know that you guys do have a token here. Let me just pull up my notes, the DMP token. Can you tell us maybe a little bit more about this specific token and what the mechanisms and utility are behind it?
Yeah, I'd love to. And I also will come back to what you stated initially when it comes to the maturity of utility projects in Web3 in general, right? But speaking about DMP, our native token, it is simply a utility-based token, which is the preferred means of payment on our platform. So what I mean by that is for DMP, it's not just a tool which you can acquire in order to become part of the entire ecosystem, but you could also utilize it in order to get exclusive products. You get as a part of the transaction fees that are being applied to the merchants. You receive cashbacks when you're using the product. So everything you purchase with DMP, you receive 2% cashback in addition to the staking rewards in case you hold a certain amount of DMP on the platform, which we are introducing very soon. We are right now in deep conversations with our Launchpad partner to maintain the standard and security standards of the smart contracts that we have deployed through Proof platform. And so, it overall gives you a vehicle to become both a supporter of the platform, on the other side also being rewarded when the platform grows in terms of revenue, since we will distribute a certain percentage of the transaction fees we are applying to the merchants, and we redistributing it to stakers. And then in the end of the day, you also receive exclusive benefits for using DMP as means of payment. So this is the utility behind it, and we are quite bullish about the entire tokenomics that we have established, since it is actually a tokenomics that provides actual utility compared to what has been available in traditional ecosystems such as Amazon. If you just look at the plain ecosystem, right, that we are actually providing value. And since I'm this is one topic which I am, as a founder, quite disappointed so far of the Web3 ecosystem so far, but I'm super bullish that this will emerge and will evolve moving forward, since at the end of the day, the market will decide which project will, at the end of the day, become what it's actually approaching to become, in terms of if it's actually providing value compared to what is already existing out there, right? So what I've seen so far, most of the utility projects, and I'm not talking about the infrastructure layer, because I think the infrastructure is quite developed so far, and we have seen most of the problem statements have been resolved with the infrastructure of Web3. But when it comes to applications, I see quite a lack in actual providing value in the application that are being built compared to what has already been out there in the Web2 space. And this makes, all these minor low cap projects are mostly quite a difficult challenge to actually survive in the long term. I'm not speaking about quite a hype and not a nice next super hot narrative. Those projects are mostly and fairly doing quite well, but really getting to that point where they acquire actual users and have a sustainable business economics behind the project, and then just keep the platform growing and evolving sustainably. And I think we are still quite immature in general in the Web3 ecosystem when it comes to the application layer, but this will definitely evolve and improve over time.
I certainly could not agree more here, Abbas. Thank you so much for providing such an eloquent answer here. Now, friends, I just am realizing now that we have officially been talking for an hour, and we are just about out of time here. I do want to quickly take a pause and thank our almost 550 viewers who we have with us right now. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to join us here. And we are just about to wrap it up here with the Tectum and DMarketplace team here. So I think to end it off, I want to send the mic around to everyone who's here with us right now, and I'd love to hear your closing thoughts and any calls to action you'd like to leave our community here. So perhaps, Alex, I'll start off with you. Any final words and any calls to action here or messages you'd like to leave our community here with today?
DMarketplace, I mean, fantastic potential, simple, good, fashionable interface, really good, sharp angle. I mean, smart contract-based payment platform behind everything. Variety of tokens, and and God help, I mean, Abbas, really proud to meet you, man. I mean, really cool idea. I hope it all works out for you. We're here to help you. Obviously, we're gonna get everything integrated, and Tectum token. Obviously, it's step number one, because it works off our T12 absolutely free network, to make it easy for you, because you can make any fees you want. Because inside of our network, Tectum token moves around for free, zero fees. So it's a good way to start. Because it adds a little bit more convenience and gives you some room to play with for rebates, bonuses, kickbacks, cashbacks. Do whatever you want with it, and we're here to help you. But I'm really impressed. Really cool platform. Wish you best luck.
Perfect. No, I couldn't agree more. I think this is a match made in heaven, and I'm really excited to see the future of the Tectum and DMarketplace partnership here. When it comes to bringing crypto to the streets, which Alex, you've coined that about a year ago now here. When it comes to actually fulfilling Satoshi Nakamoto's vision of using Bitcoin as a currency that is equal and available to everyone out there, I love to see initiatives like this, and it's truly making it within our reach here today. So Abbas, I'd love to send the mic over to you. Leave us with your final words and any calls to action for our community here.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm also super flattered. Alex, thank you so much for these kind words. Obviously, without great partnerships and without great partners, be it on the infrastructure level, but also on logistics side, a platform like DMarketplace wouldn't exist and wouldn't be able to sustain in such a market, in such a immature state. So I'm super happy to have you guys around, and you're the ones which also give me the energy to keep growing, right? To keep it up. I mean, I'm building the marketplace now for almost 4 years, and back in 2021, like crypto as means of payment, let's say that way, it wasn't simply a thing. Like this wasn't anything that people had in mind, and I was just believing into the idea since Satoshi Nakamoto has stated it initially in his white paper, and I was the lucky one who just grasped the idea and took it further, since I was already in the entire ecosystem of e-commerce involved. And yeah. And guys, I can just say to the also to your community that Web3 is such an incredible space, and we should never underestimate the power of a community, since Web3 is all about the community. It's a new way of how we behave on the internet. This is what just makes the entire ecosystem so tempting and also worth pursuing, because it's literally putting the actual user back into the center and provides some ownership and enables them to actually be part of the projects and platforms that are being involved. And yeah, so keep staying bullish. Web3 is here to stay. Bitcoin is here to stay, and we just keep on building, and we'll make it happen.
Oof. You're leaving me with tingles there, Abbas. I could feel your passion, tens of thousands. I'm not quite sure exact. Oh no, you said you're in Munich, so several thousands of kilometers away from where I'm at now. I could feel your passion. So thank you so much for joining us today, my friend. Thank you for doing the work that you're doing and for being such a strong advocate for Web3 and decentralization here. Now, last but certainly not least, Dimitri, we'll get you up here. I'd love to hear your final thoughts and any final calls to action you may have for our community.
Yeah, absolutely, Trav. Honestly, I said the same. I listening to those two smart men. And it's very difficult to even, insert a word or two. Well, as well as it's quite difficult to finish off after Alex has spoken, because, well, first of all, he has touched upon everything, right? And then you have Abbas as well, who spoke about the entirety of Web3. So, well, I would say that I'm definitely excited for our partnership with DMarketplace. Obviously, having our merch out is pretty cool, but then this is just the beginning, because as Alex said, we'll be looking into integrating the TED token into the marketplace, as well as we have other opportunities for DMarketplace within our ecosystem. So this is definitely something that we will be looking at and possibly working on. So Trav, thank you for this amazing camera, and I just had a massive pleasure to just sit here and just watching, listening to this two people. It's just a pleasure.
Oh, I couldn't agree more there, Dimitri. And hey, do not undersell the value you bring as well. And one of the points that you did bring up that I am so happy that you did, because I did want to highlight this specifically for any of our Tectum holders out there, our TET token holders, and our Tectum community members, and anyone who would like to jump on the TET train, is that yes, integrating the TET token into the DMarketplace ecosystem, not only do I believe is going to have incredible benefits for the DMarketplace community, but also will definitely have benefits to the Tectum token as well. It's just another use case, another utility here, which I'm very happy that you brought up here at the end of this interview. So, gentlemen, we're going to leave it at that here for today. We are pushing 600 viewers right now, and to all of you, thank you guys so much for joining us. What an awesome AMA. The level of expertise, the level of experience, the level of vision that we have here on stage with us today is incredible. So to sign off, my name is Trav. Thank you guys so much for taking the time, and we will see you next time for our next partnership AMA. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Abbas, great meeting you, man.
Pleasure, likewise.
Take care.